Hey everybody, Z-Fly here, and I'm bringing you some analysis of some gameplay that we had over the previous weekend. So what actually ended up happening, we just did my friends and I entered an impromptu tournament. We did fairly well for our first tournament, and this is actually just going to be a little bit of analysis of one of the games that we had, because I love doing commentary and analysis, and I also love this game, so just the best of both worlds. We're gonna Hannah Montana this bad boy up and jump right into some gameplay. Okay, so here we go. Starting off, and at this point, I believe we're already in the losers bracket. We're running an interesting comp where normally I would go top lane, but I feel like my Pikachu's just been on fire recently, so we're going Pikachu. And of course, we have Trap, one of the homies, in the bot lane with us. As you can see, he's taken half the farm. We're getting ready, but oh no, we're just not able to make it to that first Audino. One thing I'll say about this tournament, as you can see, we're running a 2-1-2 composition, whereas I would say 99% of the bracket was actually running a 1-1-3. So it did have a little bit of a difficult time in bot lane, even though I'm Pikachu and Pikachu strong early game. But because we're facing essentially a 2v3 for the first couple minutes of the match until our jungler swings by, it's tough. We didn't win many lanes. Sad. But here we go. Of course, the 9-minute Corphish spawns up, and at this point we just want to try and get Trapped a little bit more XP. But here we go. Bees are spawning, and we're just gonna do our best to try and get as much farm here. Really the goal, especially when we're down a person in a lane, is to just get as much experience as possible with taking as little damage as possible. Our jungler goes down, rip Black Twins, and yeah, we have to pick up a berry. Now here comes the hardest part. We got to contest this middle Audino. I believe Trap got it, but rip, there he goes. And now we have 4 people in bot lane. How can a little Pikachu actually defend this lane? Well, guess what? We're gonna do our best. We don't get that Audino. I'm being starved out in bot lane. As soon as I hit level 6, that's when I'm at full confidence with Pikachu, because I'll be able to, stun people from afar and really be at my best while being at a distance. And so at this point, there's going to be a little bit of a lull because most of the experience on the board has been taken. We're kind of just waiting for it to respawn. And since we're fighting a 2v3, obviously not going to try and push out too far. Just kind of poking my head into that bush, making sure that they're not kind of waiting for us in there. Trying to, I believe it's called face checking is what it used to be referred to. There's no words in this game though, so yeah, there's no way to really get vision other than to poke our head in. Bees spawn once again, and at level 5, yeah, we're just gonna do our best. There we go. Ooh, great knockup from Trap, and that little bit of experience. Well, even though Trap's gonna go down, we still have 4 people down here, but that's gonna allow me to hit level 6 and yeah, play a little bit more aggressive and defensive at the same time, while applying pressure from afar. They're already starting Dreadnought, to be expected. Oh my god, Surf is so annoying. These knockups and damage. Okay, 3-man stun there. That's pretty big. But yeah, with only 2 of us down here, I'm pretty sure we made the call to just forget Dreadnought, just focus on getting top lane so that we get something for this engagement. And as a team, we're not taking a total L. See, look at that. We got Rodham on top. Top lane's pushing. Our jungler's even up there to make sure that we secure that top lane. And then as the enemy team rotates, we can attempt to retake this bot lane. Maybe score, get a little bit of experience. I'm trying to line up my stun to do a little bit more damage. Good job, Trap. He gets a score. Oh, and we dodge the Thunderbolt. We're going to stun and then simply walk away. So we got a little bit of a catch-up XP from that engagement. This Pikachu's hanging around. What are you doing, dude? Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, I think he actually stole it. He managed to steal the one Audino. We did not capture a single Audino. Oh, and that's kind of a little bit of a grief right there. If we were and you know, as experienced as other teams, I'm pretty sure we would have made a call. I personally would have made the call to say, like, hold off by just maybe half a second on that score, just so I could get one more Audino and get a little bit more XP, be a little bit closer to 9. But you know what, we're not that experienced yet, so. And also, I didn't really see how much pressure that Pikachu was applying to our Snorlax and our Cinderace. So taking the point may have been just the best option at that moment. Okay, so we're at this point. We already see 3 people on bot lane. We're doing the same thing we've been doing, which is just really trying to defend this bot lane as best we could. I stole that. Haha, take that, Dragonite. And as you can see, 3 people in bot lane. I still don't have level 9. This is really concerning because, you know, Pikachu at level 9 gets the ult. That's a huge power spike. And the fact that it's almost 4 minutes and 30 seconds and I still don't have it, this is a little bit of a low XP game all around. Because as you can see that their Slowbro also didn't have it, but level 9 Dragonite, that's going to be insane. I'm going to ult here, try and push people back, get 1 knockout. There's no way I take out this Dragonite though. The Dragonite with Hyper Beam is just a little bit too much for a 2-level deficit Pikachu to deal with. Maybe if we're even levels, you can get some Thunderbolt shenanigans and dodge the Hyper Beam. Maybe you can outplay it, but when there's a 2-level deficit, there's no way that's happening. Team once again focusing on top lane, and this is kind of like the strat I think we decided at this point, just, you know, go focus on top lane. Let's try and get all the Rotoms while they're focusing on Dreadnoughts, and then push this top lane so that once the 3rd Rotom spawns, we're going to put our opponents in a really difficult situation where if we get the 3rd Rotom and there's no tower to intercept Rotom except for their main center tower, then it puts the enemy in a precarious situation where do you defend the Rotom, or is the enemy going to try and go for Zap, which will essentially put a Rotom effect on all towers. So it's a 50-50 in itself, because it'll allow our team to play a little bit more reactionary and see what they're going to do, and then we can make our decision based off theirs. Still level 10 at the 3-minute mark. As a Pikachu, so far behind. Trap, even more far behind with a level 9 Snorlax. As you can see, we're kind of just scrambling for any amount of XP we can get. We're in the lead because top lane is just doing such a fantastic job of keeping the pressure on top, taking the Rotoms, and overcapping on bot lane, or on top lane, as best as possible. But as you can see, there's 2 people pushing top lane, one of them being Dragonite and the other being Eld. That's going to make it very difficult to actually get a KO on them, which around the 230 mark is kind of what you want to get. You want to get a pick around this time. So with the 2 minute mark only being 20 seconds away, Rotom really has like an additional 3 seconds on its spawn time, so we're not going to be able to get an additional Rotom. We're forcing a fight here. We see an ult from Dragonite, ult from Venusaur, that's huge. 4 of us still have our ults. Okay, ult from Eld. They're burning so many resources just to try and take this Dreadnought. We're going to retreat and see what they're going to be doing. Looks like they are in fact retreating and going for the Zapdos. Yep, they're trying to position for Zapdos. They're in the choke point. Now at this point only three of them have at least used their ults. Possibly 2 of them have it left, but all of us have our ults. So we're going in. There's the Pikachu ult. Can we get the last hit? Oh, they got it! Oh, that's so unfortunate. Okay, what are we gonna do here? The only option really is to clean up as much as possible. I go down, but here we go. All of them are still alive. What's going on in this game? Okay, good pickup from our Cinderace. 2 towers gone. We lost both top towers, but can we get an additional score? I spawn, 1 minute mark left. At this point, we lost Articuno, but there we go. We got a counter. We're up. We're at about a deficit of between probably about 60 and 100 points at this point. Let's see where we're at. We're in the lead. What? Okay. Yep, and that's definitely the call. Just did everyone get knocked out? We scored an additional 100. We got our counter score in. 7 seconds or 5 seconds until our Snorlax is up. I'm trying to farm up my ult as quickly as possible. That way, whenever they inevitably try and come in and get these scores, I'm gonna ult, really keep them off the tower, deal a ton of damage, and give us just enough time so that our homies and the rest of the team can get here. And as you can see, look at that. They are defending our Venusaur. Their Venusaur ulted and tried to make their way to top lane or to center. Didn't work. And then, of course, we're getting the cleanup on Dragonite and the Slowbro. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is a GG. So one thing I want to point out here is, like, the enemy team did, like, such a fantastic job, especially, like, here in the beginning, of just continuing to apply pressure, but they never really moved past this point right here. If you're not really able to move past here, one thing that you can do, especially if you're in that position where you're taking the tower, which it did take them quite a bit, but once they took this tower, instead of like pressuring here, they could have taken this middle Corphish here. They could have applied pressure into these corners and even like start roaming into our jungle for our buffs. That's typically what you want to do, because at that point you're getting additional XP, and then you're also reducing the amount of catch-up XP that you're giving your opponents. But GG's to this team. We barely squeaked by with a W. And yeah, that's gonna be a commentary video over a Pokemon Unite match. I'm ZFly. If you have any comments or anything to say about my analysis, please say it below in the comments, and I'll be sure to read every reply and give you a comment as well. And don't forget that I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. every week. I'm ZFly once again, and I'll talk to you all later.